gonna find some deep, introspective questions for us to answer. Because why not? Okay. This one looks so alright. It says, read the following questions. Answering them can take you from feeling like you don't understand yourself to knowing yourself like the back of your hand. I'll believe it when I feel it.
Yeah, it's
Oh, it says the following 30 questions are questions you can ask yourself every day.
whoa. It's that deep.
Okay, first one. Who am I really?
I don't think none of us know
Yeah, I don't
that.
know how you're supposed to answer that.
Who are you really?
I'm Phill Frost, aspiring artist. To my right is Travis Crouton.
I mean, yeah, that's who I am, but
yeah.
do I know me? Do I know who I am? Like, is this who am I really? Like, I
Yeah.
don't think we know who we really are.
Because one thing, on my way home from college, when I would drive for like 45 minutes, I used to just think about random junk to pass the time. And one day I got really deep into thinking about this certain topic that I don't know if it's interesting at all, but it pertains to this. It was, you're. I know personally the way I speak, a lot of the mannerisms I have are heavily influenced, if not directly taken from other people. So it got me thinking, if so much of what we do is just mirroring others, people we respect or look up to or just think are funny, then what are we at our core? Like, what do I have that's mine that's actually mine? And I don't know how to answer that. I guess one thing that I can say I don't really attribute to anyone else, it's just mine, is how just my creativity in general, my want and need to constantly be working on some sort of creative project. I didn't get that from anyone. That's just sort of a innate thing that exists within me. I am a creative person. I can't tack that onto anyone else's list. It's just something I've always had. So, who am I really? A creative person. Is that vague? Yes, but it's true. So I guess that's what I can say.
Yeah, that's. I don't. I feel like that is my goal
Hmm.
in life is to find out who I am.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we kind of know who we are, but
Yeah, you can put a description onto yourself, but figuring out who you really are in a deeper level than that is difficult. I find I don't remember. Oh, it was whenever I was writing a bunch of characters from the Dreamscape universe down at one point, and I was giving them all short little descriptions to describe their personality and such. I found it way easier to describe other people's personalities, characters that were entirely made up, than yours or my own. Which it seems like I could see yours being difficult because I'm not in your mind. I don't know exactly how you feel. But to be able to describe people who are made up better than I can describe myself,
that's
that's a little strange. It seems like you should be
you've
able to.
developed them. You've thought about how they should be,
Yeah.
but we don't actually know ourselves. I guess the best way to find out who you are would I don't know how you would achieve this, but like if you were to write a book
Yeah.
with you the character,
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd be able to find out who you are.
Yeah.
But it had to be multiple writers, people to add scenarios
Mm.
into it, and you having to respond to it as if you would in real life.
Yeah. Well, maybe this list can help with that. Maybe some of these questions will act as some sort of scenario or prompt that we can build upon. I don't know. Maybe that's the goal is you ask this question first, who am I really? So that through the other questions you realize who you are. I hope so. I'm going to see what other interesting ones there are, because there's 30. We're not going to be able to get through all of them. If if this were the last day of my life, would I have the same plans for today? Absolutely not. I'd be doing something crazy. I wouldn't be playing Minecraft. I'd be doing all the things that make me happiest in life, back to back to back to back to back until I'm dead.
I mean, that's an interesting topic.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Now, obviously, it's part of life, so that's what you have to do. But if you're one of those people that wake up every day, and maybe not every day, but pretty close, and you go to work,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go home, and then you do this.
Yeah.
If you were dying,
Mm-hmm.
would you do that?
Absolutely not.
It
You wouldn't show up at work.
So why would I mean? Why? Why do it? Why not try to do something that you absolutely love, to where even if you were dying, you'd still do it?
Because I here's why I can justify this. It's because
I know, like, it is part of life, and you
well,
have
no,
to
no,
do
no,
that.
no, no.
But would you actually do it though if you were dying? No.
Yeah, if you were dying, no, because you know, oh, my time's almost up. I have to do what I love most. But the reason all of us work and stuff, aside
Is
from
to
just needing
eventually
to
do
live,
that.
is to do bigger and better things that we wouldn't be able to accomplish in, say, a day. If I just did what I wanted to do every single day within that day, I wouldn't be able to tackle multiple day or multiple week or multiple year projects that I want to. And I think that's what's, you know, that's why I'm
That's
glad
what's
I'm not
striving.
dead.
Yeah, that's what you're striving to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what, I'm not saying everybody's like this, but I do think that's what most people try to achieve through jobs, is to achieve a goal, whatever that might be.
Yeah. Or just, I think of it less as a goal. This is just me. I'm not attributing this to everyone, but just goals in general, not any specific goal or goals, but just anything I want to do in the future. I don't want to be hindered by my lack of resources uh, at that time. I want to be able to say that I have the resources, so whenever I do have a passion project or something I really feel excited about doing, I can do it and not go, man, I really wish I would have worked before or got money before so that I could do that thing, but I can't.
I think I'm going to be on like a touch of heart, like true feeling here. What you just said is how I relate now.
Mm,
Because I am doing that.
yeah,
I am making money. I am trying to build to goals. But now that I get there, now that I'm getting there, my thought is, yes, it may be bad, and you're, like at least 40% of the time in the morning, you don't want to go.
yeah,
It's not like you want to go.
mm-hmm,
But my thing is, why didn't I start sooner,
mm,
where I could be achieving these goals faster?
yeah,
And the problem with that is, I think as soon as you're able to start, you should.
yes,
Because as you get older, it's going to be harder for you to achieve those goals, because
mm-hmm,
you have so much more responsibilities besides your goals. Like, I mean, that sounds pretty bad, but when you get into life,
mm-hmm,
your goals kind of get sat over.
yeah,
Like, you just kind of like overlook them and keep going. And half the time you don't meet your goals.
mm-hmm, yeah,
But I I think that's just something we all strive to do, is meet our goals. I think some of us get lucky, and some of us don't meet our goals, but it's still good. Like, it was still enjoyable.
yeah, yeah. You want to help plan for the future and make sure you have resources to do things you want to do in the future. But at the same time, you don't want to focus so much on that
That you
that
just
you're not able to
don't
do
have anything.
anything else. Because then, if you were to, as the question posed, die just someday suddenly, uh, you wouldn't feel good about that because you're like, oh, I wasn't enjoying myself at all. I was so busy planning for the future. I didn't have any fun in the present, in the current moment. So it's finding that balance between working towards the future in a reasonable to a reasonable degree while simultaneously enjoying yourself enough to where you can feel happy with where you are at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's the big goal in life. Of course, not everybody's, set up to do that.
Yeah.
And that's it's not really their fault, I don't think. I don't think
Yeah, in
for the
many
most part it's
cases.
not anyone's fault.
Yeah,
It's just you're just some people are dealt a bad hand.
yeah, definitely.
And you just got to go with it.
Hmm.
I don't think life that is true. Life, you don't know what tomorrow is gonna bring. That is true. So preparing for the future is very important, but you need to enjoy today
Yeah.
because all this preparation, when it comes down to it, if wow, you prepared for all this, but wow, you didn't get to enjoy anything. So was all that preparation, was it worth it, kind of thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
That's why
you got to live in the moment, but prepare for the future.
there are many like fun projects I come up with, like, oh, I want to make another RPG Maker video game or something like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, I have this great idea. It will be so cool when it's done. But then I think, well, how long did it take me to make the last RPG Maker project I did? Will this one be grandiose and have enough of an effect and bring me enough joy to warrant all that time I could be spending doing something else? And usually the answer is no, and that's why I don't do them. Because, yeah, while it is fun to think about what the final product could be, I don't think it's going to be quite worth the time, at least for that specific project. I'm sure there are other projects that would be. It's not going to be worth the time I invest, so I don't do them.
I think that's a big thing. That's pretty hard to look at.
Yeah.
Is if you did all this, will it bring you the joy
Mm-hmm.
along with the time?
Because there are some projects, like some of the card games I work on, the custom card games I order, that they're fun to work on and fun once I actually get them. And those, it doesn't really matter too much how much time it takes because I'm enjoying it in the moment and I'm enjoying it whenever I finally get the finished result.
Yeah, I mean that's the big one is just enjoy life. And a lot of people are gonna tell you the way that you should enjoy, and don't listen.
Yeah.
You enjoy life the way you want to do it.
I mean, of course,
It's
there are
totally
still
up to
things
you.
you have to do to survive, but yeah, everyone gets happiness in different ways, gets joy from different activities, different things. So just find what brings you excitement, brings you joy, and oh, it's clock time. It
Yes.
really interrupted me there. I was about to finish my thought. I was like
In the
5
moment.
seconds away.
Yeah.
Find what brings you joy and excitement, and really chase after it. Um, or at the very least, just make sure you never let it go. Even if you have other responsibilities, don't just completely drop the things that you love for the sake of doing something else. Make sure you hold on to that because that's what's going to really keep you going.
Yeah, and a lot of reasons people keep going in life is their goals. Like if you keep your goals in the back of your mind,
Yeah.
that's what really strives you forward. To know, like it is an end goal.
Yeah.
So and you know what it requires. So as long as you keep doing that, it gives you motivation.
Yeah.
Just anytime you're feeling like discouraged, that's where you need to go
Mm-hmm.
to your goals. Like I want to do this, or I don't like the way this is, and it's pretty much you're just really using a method of like thought, a business method. A lot of businesses use the same method, which is what is your goal? How are you going to reach it? Like
Mm-hmm.
what do you need to do it? and then your next step is to just do it. Life is all about that, just figuring out what you want and then how to do it. So I mean, the big problem is not having a plan. You know what you want, but not having the plan to do it. And then once you set your plan up, now it's just you.
Yeah, you got to execute that plan.
One thing people do get a problem with is ambitious.
Yeah.
They get way too ambitious.
Like, yeah, I fall into that trap.
If they don't make it, or it's not working exactly the way they like it to, they get discouraged.
Yeah.
A lot of things are not going to work out the way you like. The best thing to do is adapt to it.
Yeah. We're going to try to answer at least 2 more of these, hopefully 3. Just going to pick some from the list. When did I last push the boundaries of my comfort zone? I don't know.
So that's going to be a big thing in advancing.
Yeah, one thing I need to get better with, just to provide myself with opportunities to be happier and make better things, is, I don't even know where this stems from. I don't tend to have very high self-confidence. I have high self-efficacy. I believe I can do things, but my actual confidence when I'm doing those things is not high, and I don't know why that is. I can't think of anything in my life that has led me in that direction, but I definitely need to get past that in order to just be happier with who I am, and do things in a way that feels more genuine to me as a person.
Yeah, I definitely understand that feeling. You know your capabilities, and you know that you can do stuff. You believe in your own abilities. But when it comes down to do it, it just seems like, you're like, I don't know. You actually start doing it. Maybe I'm not good enough, or there's plenty of other people out there that are better than me. So now I've done my fair share of studies on this topic. And the thing that keeps coming up the most is called performance anxiety.
Yeah.
Which is the anxiety of being good, doing the right, doing your best. So it's more like undervaluing yourself, like your own abilities.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
So in terms of battling that, I really don't know how people battle that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I know I have that. Like where I'm at now, working wise, it's definitely helped. Because, I mean, some people say the job's easy, but a lot of them has said it's hard, and not a lot of people can do it. And I seem to be doing very well.
Yeah.
So it kind of boosts your self-esteem to know that, you're doing something that is a challenge. So I think that's the thing, setting small goals and achieving them. To know that, oh, you know what? I did that. It's just things that can boost your esteem. Wake up in the morning. Well, you woke up. You're getting ready. You're going to do it. Well, that's a check right there. You're actually attempting to do it. So things that seem normal and just everyday things, set them as goals. Like if you're doing it, you're doing better than some people. So that's really where it stands out. Hard to do though. Because a lot of times it can be so bad, performance anxiety can be so bad that you literally give up.
Yeah.
Like even if you're not doing bad, like you're actually doing good, you'll cheat yourself by giving up.
Yeah. I think a lot of my self-confidence issues lie not where, like you were saying, it can lead you to give up when you're working on something. Mine don't lie there. Mine tend to manifest themselves before I even start. It's like, here's a thing I would like to do. Am I going to do it? Well, sure, I want to, but I'm not sure what other people will think about that. So, no. And that's the thing. That's the main thing I need to be able to push past is caring what other people think. You need to take other people into perspective in order to not hurt other people. But when it comes to just like, oh, they might they might think what I'm doing is foolish or kind of dumb. That's that's not really a worry I should have. That's something I definitely need to just get over because it's not giving me any benefits. So I need to just
It's only
move
causing
on.
you harm.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are gonna, okay, this is how it works with these big businesses like Amazon or Facebook and all them. Well, what do you think people said when they started? Like before it even was made, and you got some guys in a basement,
Yeah.
working on something, and you got all these people like, hey man, go get a go get a job, start building a life for yourself or whatever, or that's stupid, that's never gonna work.
Mhm.
And now, you know, it's everywhere. Amazon delivers everything. Facebook, I mean, that's owns like five social. I don't know, but they own a lot of social media platforms now. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what it is. It's what people don't like and think stupid that actually
Yeah.
wins.
Yeah.
And then by the time you're there, they're gonna be like, "Wow, how'd you come up with this?" And you're like, "Well, what you thought was stupid, well, actually was great."
Hmm. Okay, this one I don't know the answer to, but I feel like I must have an answer. It says, "What small act of kindness was I once shown that I will never forget?" Well, by saying I don't have an answer, I feel like I've already forgotten every one. There's got to be one. There's got to be one. Because it says small act of kindness. I can think of tons of like huge acts of kindness, lifetime long acts of kindness, but small act of kindness I'll never forget. Huh. This is odd, but it's true. For some reason, one small act of kindness that I remember is once my friend, who, for the sake of confidentiality, we'll just call Devin, because that's what he was called in the Iceman story. Uh, he drove me home from a party once, and then whenever we got there, even though he was driving and I was in the passenger seat, and it's very easy for me to just get out of the car, he got out of the car and opened the door for me, which seemed very strange at the time, but I appreciated it. That's so random. I don't do I want people to open the door for me? Not particularly, but I appreciated it. I don't know why that one always sticks with me, but I guess it was kind of weird. I guess the reason it sticks with me is because that person, it seemed out of character for them. They have a lot of very strong opinions towards a lot of people. They don't show, or at least they didn't at that time. They've grown since then. They didn't show a ton of kindness to many people. So them showing it to me specifically, uh, that it made it resonate more. It made it feel more powerful because I felt like, what have I done to make it seem like to this person I'm worth doing things like this for? How have I somehow earned this? Like, there must be a reason why.
Things like that are always interesting anyway. Like someone who's not normally kind is to you specifically.
Mm-hmm.
For me, mine's a stranger, which is
Ah,
very interesting because you don't find that anymore.
yeah, you very rarely see strangers helping you
So
out.
I was in the store. I was at the cash register. Everything was rung up.
Mm.
It wasn't a lot, okay? It was
Yeah.
like $26. But so I go to swipe the card and it's declined. For some reason, it
Mm.
just would not work. So then there's this person behind me, and they're like, you know what? I'll pay for that. And I was
Oh.
like, oh, okay. That's now I don't really know because I don't think about it a lot. Either they were doing it out of the kindness of their heart, or they were doing it so I would get out the way.
Yeah. 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 I guess it could go that way.
But either way, it didn't matter because I at the time I was like, oh, that's pretty kind of you. But now
Yeah.
that I really think about it, I don't think it was out of the kindness of someone's heart.
Mm.
Because that normally does not happen. But I do kind of live up to that same feeling though. Like even though they might not have been kind to me, I try to be kind to others.
Yeah.
Like even strangers, because I feel like I don't know, it's kind of bad. Like to my family, they don't get kindness from me.
Mm.
Like, but to a stranger, they do. Because I'm like, a stranger hasn't done anything to me.
Yeah.
So I think, that they deserve kindness because they haven't done anything.
Yeah.
Family, those people.
Yeah. I mean, I've said, I don't know if I've said it on this channel, probably, but I say it many times whenever people are talking about kindness in general that it doesn't matter what kind of relationship I'm trying to build with a person, whether it be a friendship, uh, like what people traditionally call a relationship or something else. Just any sort of relationship I'm trying to build, the number one trait I look for in a person before anything else is kindness. Kindness is what I want from people. It's the thing I value most, and it's what I try to make sure to show to others. Uh, yeah, it's just, why not? Why not? I don't understand. I mean, I guess I do understand. People go through bad experiences and then they take out their anger or whatever negative feeling they're experiencing on others just because they're having a bad time. It's just they can't think about being kind to others because they're so mentally all of their mental power is going towards whatever sort of hardship they're going through. So, yeah, I can understand that, but when you just like sit back and think about it from when you have a clear mind, it's like, if everyone was kind to everyone, would there be any negative associations with that? Would there be any consequences? I really don't think so. I can't think of any. So, I try to always be kind because I think it can only do good.
Oh, yeah, kindness is. I mean, it's not only good for the people, but it's good for you.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, to see someone. Well, maybe kindness, maybe that's why we don't see it a lot. Because if you saw it all the time,
Mm.
everywhere, would it be taken for granted?
Probably, yeah. Yeah. It would become normal so it wouldn't feel very special and people wouldn't acknowledge it as much or care about it as much at the time. Yeah. Oh, 28 relates to I'm not this isn't the question I'm going to ask cuz we've already talked about it, but 28 relates to what I was talking about with the self-confidence thing. It says, "Does it really matter what others think about me?" No. I mean, I want the people who are important to me to remember me as a good person, but generally speaking, no. It shouldn't matter.
I don't think so. I don't think it should matter.
Okay, I'm gonna. There's a couple other ones I want to ask, but since we only have time for one more, I'm just gonna ask the very last question on this list, which is a bit of a strange one. I also am not entirely sure what it's asking, but maybe we can combine our minds to come up with a
Combine our
response.
minds.
It says, "When all is said and done, what will I have said more than I have done?
Okay.
Do you think you know what that
So when it's
means?
all said and done, which means
Yeah, yeah,
you're gone.
yeah.
You're gone,
Get
buddy.
that part.
What have I said compared to like what have I done?
It says, what have I said more than I've done? So what's something I've said, but I haven't done it much? I don't,
So pretty much like what have you stuck to? Like when you said you were gonna do it, what did
mm,
you actually do? Like if you said you were gonna do this, did you do it? Like before you died? Are you a person that
mm.
kept your word? Did you
Yeah.
actually make a difference?
I guess the way I interpreted the question when I read it was, when all is said and done, what is something that I've said, that I've talked about doing a lot, but I haven't actually done it much? Like, what have I said more than I've actually done it? Uh, what's something I talk about doing a lot that I don't actually do much of? That maybe I should do because I talk about doing it and then don't actually follow through. I don't know. I think I do what I say. I can't think of things I say that I don't do. I mean, kind of tying to the last thing we were talking about, the whole kindness thing. I do try to be kind, and I definitely do a lot of kind things, but I'm not. I don't do. I don't show as much kindness in general as I would like to. Like, say, you said it's easier for you to show
Kindness
kindness
to
to
strangers.
strangers. I feel like I don't show much kindness to strangers just because I come off as very cold and standoffish when I don't know a person. But that's not because I genuinely don't like people. It's just that I feel like my shyness, my introversion, or whatever, comes off as a bit of standoffishness. It gets misinterpreted, so then people don't think I'm as nice as I am, or I shouldn't say that, as nice as I try to be, or as nice as I would want them to know that I try to be.
I guess it would actually have to be my family.
Hmm.
I'm like, family's important and stuff like that, but is it? Is it as important as I say it is? Or
Hmm.
as people take it?
I think my opinion on that is, in a literal sense, in the most literal sense possible, I don't think it's as important as people, or as some people might think it is. But in a more general sense, like thinking of family as just the people you care about most in your life, the people you spend time with, I think that is absolutely important.
Yeah, according to like family. No, no.
Yeah,
But
you might be born into a family, like in worst case scenario, you might be born into a family that you absolutely hate all of them, and for good reason. Maybe they're horrible people. They just beat people up all the time. They just go around punch people in the face. In that case, you don't family, that's not important. Get away from that. Uh but just having a family in terms of a group of people that you enjoy spending time with, that you can show kindness towards and have kindness shown back towards you. It's this sort of mutual understanding, this nice relationship. That's very important. Just, you know, some people are loners. Some people don't like spending time with others as much as the average person might. But having that interaction with others, I think it's just important for our well-being, for our souls.
yeah, to have interaction, we're a sociable type.
Mm-hmm.
Is it with other people? I mean, it can be. A lot of people like animals, which a lot of
Yeah.
people get their comfort from animals because they feel like animals understand them more than
Yeah.
people, and I think that's an us problem.
Mm.
Like I think we should try to understand other people
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
rather than having like a a closed mind to a certain way things are supposed to be. But that being said, I don't think we should give up on ourselves. Like if we strongly believe in something, then I think that's what we should stand for. Like if you're with that and you feel like that is the way to go, then you should stand with it. But if someone else has a different opinion, you should at least be like, all right, well, let's hear it.
Yeah, you should at least be willing to communicate with others rather than immediately writing them off for whatever opinion they have.
I think the problem is I think that goes both ways. I think it should go both ways. Like, and I think that's where we are now in a world.
Yeah.
Is that one group will believe this, the other group will believe that, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, those two
I
groups
don't
just
care
refuse to
what
associate.
you have to say.
Yeah.
Like, I believe it this way. I mean, that's fine. I mean, you believe what you want. You know, you stand up for what you want to stand up in. But I might feel this way because this happened, kind of deal. And I think people should understand that rather than just turn it away. Like, nah, that's not important. But you personally, that happened to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people should understand more on where we come from as a whole.
Yeah.
Rather than just like, this is the way things are for me, and if you don't believe that way, well,
yeah,
too bad.
Yeah, things can heavily change based on
life events,
experience, perspective, stuff like that. And people, including myself, I'm sure, need to be more aware of that and more open to, you know, seeking out that understanding of whatever the person's going through rather than just going, oh, I've never experienced that. That's not how it was for me, so that must be wrong.
That's the era we're in now.
Yeah.
Is that, well, it didn't happen to me, so there's no way that can be possible.
Yeah.
When really, we don't know what anything is. Nobody knows what anything is. The only thing we do know is if it happened.
Yeah. If it happened to us, then we know it happened, but sometimes even the details of something that happens to you, you might not even know, even though it happened to you, just because you need more information.
Yeah, like, I don't, if it's happened, boy, I don't know what is going on.
and even with when you seek out information about it, there's so much misinformation in the world now that you can find that claims to be true that it's hard to know what to believe, and I think that just makes it even easier to fall into these camps of, oh, I'm on this side or I'm on this side, is because you have to pick sides because sometimes we're genuinely not sure. It's hard to find out what is real without diving into it so deep, you know, so far beyond what the average person would do. It just creates issues. It does. With the spread of information, we've gained a lot of things, but we've also gained, we've also lost a bit of ourselves and a bit of we've gained some things we didn't need to gain.
Yeah, we definitely did that. We've gained a lot of things we didn't need to gain.
So now that we've answered those questions, who are you?
I'm more confused now than when I started.
Oof. Well, I guess that's why you ask yourself these questions every day, is because they're just going to keep making you more and more confused, and then you're going to feel the need to answer them more. So, if you too were confused, leave your thoughts and your comments of confusion in the comments section below.